This old man's appearance will definitely surprise you, because he actually looks more like some kind of a totem creature from the Lord of the Rings than a human being. While the condition his body is in only makes people genuinely bewildered. It is covered with scales of exfoliating dirt, and the old man's eyes are almost invisible. The smell coming from him can be felt a mile away. However, despite it all, the dirty man is completely healthy and, most importantly, happy with his life. His story went viral many years ago, and pictures of him have already spread all over the world. Well, there are many strange and mysterious people in the world, and this old man is definitely one of them. 80-year-old Amu Haji lives in southern Iran, and he could hardly imagine that, having abandoned hygiene at the age of 20, he would become a world celebrity, whose name could even get into the Guinness Book of Records. Yes, friends, you heard me right. Amu hasn't taken a bath in 60 years. Moreover, this unusual man completely ignores the personal hygiene routine familiar to all of us. Of course, it sounds crazy because we live in the world of advanced technologies, and such basic habits as washing up daily have become an integral part of our lives, which we do without even thinking about. However, there's a person in our world who's not in the least bit worried about being dirty. Of course, there must be a reason why the old man decided to give up all contact with water. And this is the explanation the man gives. According to Amu, he convinced himself at a young age that washing could get him sick, because for some reason, the young man was terrified of water. Unfortunately, growing up didn't help Amu defeat this fear of water, and so the man still remains true to his conviction that it's better to stay dirty, but completely healthy, and he believes that it's the true secret of his longevity. Well, at least that's what the old man thinks. But you know what else is amazing? Despite his lifestyle, the dirtiest person on the planet has no health issues. He is very open and always happy to tell people about his everyday life, though he does his best to avoid the topic of hygiene. The consequences of such asceticism can be felt even from 10 meters away. Haji looks like a real troll from a cave. His skin is covered with a thick layer of dirt, while its texture resembles that of an elephant. Haji attributed all of his failures and suffering in life to hygiene, and now he even extends his philosophy to everything that surrounds him. He wears rags and sleeps near garbage on purpose. Whenever tourists or locals try to treat the old man to food from the store, he gets very offended because he is used to taking care of himself. His diet usually consists of porcupine carcasses roasted over the fire, and to avoid dehydration, Amu drinks 5 liters of muddy water from a tank. The man lives in a dugout hole, and when it gets cold, he moves to a brick shack, which the local residents built especially for this strange but also world-famous old man. I think you won't be surprised by the fact that the hermit himself is completely satisfied with such an existence, and such conditions are perfect for his primitive lifestyle, because he only basks in the sun or sleeps all day long. Amu has never had a job, and his family history is unknown. As far as people around him remember, the old man has always been alone. Meanwhile, no one can remember how and where he came from. What's even more interesting is that Amu never took care of his health and thinks that such bad habits as smoking are fine. One day, a curious photographer offered Amu 5 cigarettes, and the old man, without hesitation, smoked all of them at once. Actually, it was these photos that later spread around the world. Another item from the old man's arsenal is a dirty helmet, which acts as a hat during winter. He also has a small mirror from a scooter, which he uses to check his reflection. That's right, the dirtiest man in the world still takes care of his beard and hair. The desire to perform at least this minimal self-care can be attributed to his search for a partner who could join him in his life of a hermit. Surely the man would like to find someone who'd approve of his philosophy instead of attempting to change him and make him normal. The locals tried to bathe Haji more than once, but each time he fled and was very proud of it. It is also interesting that the old man isn't crazy. He completely and adequately evaluates everything that is happening around him, and he's very interesting to talk to. He's also very kind, or at least that's what people say about him. You may think that Amu is unhappy, but that isn't so. He doesn't worry about utility bills, and he doesn't worry about someone stealing his things. He doesn't think about tomorrow at all. He is simply happy, even despite having no property or home. Thus, I'll say it again. There are strange people in the world, and Amu is definitely one of them. At this point, I don't even know what else to add. Just share your thoughts about this story in the comments. And that's probably enough for today. Rate the video if you liked it, and see you soon.